All right, one of the three things that we can change is spin. So we're going to be talking about how do we affect spin. So spin ultimately is the difference between the angle that I have here, so which is what we call dynamic loft, and then the direction the golf club is moving. So whether it's moving down or up. So if I've got heaps of loft and I'm moving it down, I've ended up with these big alligator jaws. The bigger the alligator jaws, the more spin I'm going to create. Smaller the alligator jaw, less spin I'm going to create. So if you imagine putter, for example, very flat angle there, and it's moving on a slightly upward motion, we almost want to try and create topspin. It's not going to happen, but that's what we're trying to do. And then if I've got a lob wedge and I'm trying to move that down into the ground there, I'm going to generate a lot of backspin there. So again, once I know that, then what I'm going to do as I'm swinging the golf club, I need to know what it feels like to decrease the loft, and then what it feels like to kind of move it away from the ground to kind of accentuate that if I'm trying to reduce the spin. If I'm trying to add the spin, I'm going to try and do the opposite, try and feel more loft, and then try and get that loft to stay on as I move the golf club down. So go give these two things a go to then manipulate the spin, whether it's backspin or topspin. The next one is the curvature of the golf ball. So the curvature of the golf ball is, think of the alligator jaws, but it's more this way. There's one that's based around where the club face is pointing, and then the direction the club face is moving. So again, the bigger that is, the more curve I'm going to be creating. So again, if I know what curve it is that I'm trying to create, I can then try and reverse that. So if I'm a slicer of the golf ball, which is very, very common, I want to make sure that the club face is pointing over there, and then feel like, what does it feel like then to move the golf club that way? Again, if I'm a hooker of the golf ball, I'm going to feel like the club face is more here, and then feel like I'm moving in the golf club more that way. So again, if I know what it is that I'm trying to do, and then I can physically move the golf club differently, I should be able to instantly change this golf shot. So that's the topic of spin. Give it a go. Any comments and feedback, let me know.